Welcome back to Dat Build. Today I'm continuing on with the front clip. It's a bit of a short week for me this week, so this will be a next week release, but doesn't really make a difference at the end of the day. What I'm going to do is, well, what I've started to do actually is cut off the side piece, which was a little corroded from last time. That's now gone. This side I've also removed now in an attempt to see just how bad it is through, and it's about even, to be honest. It's about the same on one side of the other, so there's that. What I do need to do is cut off a bit more around the actual corner where there's a small hole alongside. So when I actually put that back into place, it'll be basically an angle. What I have actually gotten found is a lovely chunky bit of square pipe. So this will be chopped up, and then it realistically, in terms of length and in terms of that curve and everything, fit quite nicely there. So that'll be put back into place once I've cleaned all that up and finished. But before all that takes place, I do of course need to fish oil it. So first, rust converter all the way through, let that set, then do the fish oil after that. So I have already drilled a small pilot hole right in the middle underneath, just so it has a drain point. It wasn't exactly right in the middle underneath, but nevertheless close enough. And yeah, once I've actually done that, then I can go about resealing it. Maybe, I've jinxed myself 3 times now saying this. Yes, this box that's taller than me is still looming behind, so there is that. But I still do need to do a bit of cleanup. There is a bit more metal to grind down on either side, and of course deck the area and rust convert that as well. So still a little ways off. I will get there. We are not that far off now, and then hopefully after that we can start sorting that front end with the alignment of the steering assembly, and then go from there. So I'm getting ahead of myself now, but at the end of the day today, start to actually cut off that little bit of a corner and then start rust converting. Well, I'm extremely happy with how these have turned out. It has been 2 weeks. Obviously there was no episode last week. That was because I was taking my time and doing so much measurements, so much lining up, so much grinding back, all this sort of thing, in order to get these corner pieces looking, in my opinion, just as good as factory original. They are a bit thicker, which, to be honest, I actually quite like. I like the fact that the metal behind there is quite chunky. Problem is though, not perfect, but in my amateur ability, I'm really happy with it, so I'm not going to knock anything there in my personal opinion. But where there is a problem, and it will be in due course to put these onto the chassis, is the very corner pieces, the edges. There needs to be a nice flat flush finish in order for the pans to rest on there properly. The trouble is they're kind of mountainous. They've got a bit of a billow in the edges where I've had to weld up. I can't seem to flatten them out. My Dremel grinder bits just are not working. I can't get the large grinder in there with the flap disc because it's too big. I don't really know what to do, so I'm kind of left in a bit of a lurch here, because I do believe that when I go to put these on, it's going to want to sit tall because it can't sit flush. So I don't really know what to do there. I'll have to fit these up first, I suppose, and then go from there. I don't know. I still think I need to take down the top edges a little bit more. The metal that was on there existing onto that surface, I think it's still there, so it's just a bit high. I need to get that flat. So that will be another thing I need to do. But otherwise, I have pretty much sorted the rest of the chassis. So everything is decked, rust converted anyway, rusted. It was rusted. And then of course, I've now done the corner pieces. I'm pretty much ready to lay these pans. Except this chassis is filthy. I really do need to clean it. This front section especially is just coated in dirt and grease and oil, and the weird thing is there's no engine at this end, so go figure that logic. But I don't really have an easy way of cleaning it. That's the problem. To me, in my mind, just pressure wash it down. I would want to cover every single one of these little holes so I don't get water ingress inside the tunnel. But I don't have an easy way of doing that, so I don't really know how to progress from this very point. It's kind of why I've been dragging my feet. I think for now what I'm going to do is pull these out. Hopefully I can get them back in the box after I've done so, because I won't be possibly immediately putting these on, just yet anyway. I just want to see about these corner pieces. So I'll go about opening these up now, putting these on, then we'll see what's what. Okay. Alrighty. Looking good. Looking plasticky. What do we got? Oh. Oh, this is unexpected. I was honestly under the impression that... Okay, I'll pull them out and explain further in a second. I can pull them out. Here we go. Oh no, this gets even worse. This is really not what I was expecting. Are these the right ones? Okay, so front end section. Yep. Oh God. Right. This is a problem. And I think it gets even worse. Yep, it does. Oh man. Wow, really? That's not great. Okay. So, I was under the impression they did not come with these. So these are the existing original factory style seat runners, which I wasn't running. And then it's got these on it, which is these. Already on the chassis. I do know that some of them did come with that. I was definitely on the impression these ones did not though. They can be welded off. Oh man, it's the morning. They can be removed, put it that way. Which I honestly think I'm going to do, because taking this all off and redoing these substantially harder compared to simply re-welding on. There's only so many spot welds here, so I think I'm going to do that. But then it's also got the jack point attached to it, right on the very edge here, which again, don't need. Well, I think I'm going to consider my options now, because this is not what I expected. It has kind of thrown a spanner in the works for me, so I'm going to leave it for now and consider where I go from here. I do want to get this chassis clean and sorted and ready for the final stages, so that may be my next step. I want to get further on, but at the same time I want to do this properly. I don't want to rush things. It's just frustrating. I like progress, and this just feels like I'm spinning my tires at the moment. There we go. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for joining me. As always, like, subscribe, comment below, etc. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your neighbor that if he makes all the plans, and of course something small changes like this, just drop the plans and go and get a drink. It's the morning, so coffee in this situation. Anyway guys, until next time, cheers.